bones. Or with
Hey there, I'm Derek Coughlin. I own the BrunchBox in Portland, Oregon. Food is awesome. It's really, even though I didn't start this company, the food is me. So when I see people buying things that I thought of, it's awesome. I mean, nothing better than have somebody else appreciate what you're doing and to be successful at it at the same time. I mean, what else could you want? It's great. We sell everything we have. These are our grilled cheese buns.
What makes working at a food cart different than working at a restaurant?
Well, it's definitely smaller than any place I've ever worked. And there's also a bunch of issues as far as getting power and getting fresh water, getting rid of your gray water. And there's not a lot of room for storage, which makes keeping enough product tricky. The safety concerns, I would say, are the same as working in a restaurant. All your cold stuff needs to be less than 40 degrees. All your hot stuff needs to be more than 140. Our mushrooms pre-cooked and onions here, they need to be above 140. You need to have sandy buckets around so you can sanitize food surfaces. You have to have a hand washing sink. I don't know, it's tough to say. In the restaurants, you're just a cook and you don't have to handle money as well, so it's a lot less. But here, when you're here by yourself, you're taking orders and handling money and cooking. So I couldn't even put a number on it. 100, we're a lunchtime business. But I had to buy fancy soap because my hands couldn't take it. Everyone here works in restaurants and knows the rules, and they will be like, hey, I saw you didn't wash your hands. But it makes you stick to the rules, which is good. I mean, the summertime is definitely the best time. So many people are out and about, and tourists come to this town because of the food, and lately because of the carts. Weather is much more of an issue. The summertime is amazing, and I don't blame people. Nobody wants to wait in the rain in February for a burger.
Right.
So, and I don't know how we overcome that, especially in a place like this where we can't have, some places have covered areas where people can hang out and there's tables, but we don't have that luxury. So, I don't know, it's tough. It's tough. It's definitely a summertime thing though. Well, we don't really have a bathroom either. So that sucks for both us and our customers. The water is kind of a big deal because you can't have it, it has to be emptied every day. Somebody comes, we have 2 tanks. We have a freshwater tank, which we fill, and then it empties into the gray water tank. And every morning a guy comes with a big pickup truck and these huge tanks and pumps the water out of our tank. Honestly, I don't know where it goes from there. Well, everybody here in this lot is hooked up to a hose all the time. That's not how most of the lots are. At most lots you might get a turn on the hose for the day and you fill your fresh water tank and then that's it. And then it empties into a gray tank as you use it, and like I said, somebody comes by and empties that every day. And I don't know really if there's any licensing for that kind of thing or not. What I have found in the couple years I've been doing this is that there are actually less pests because we're not on the ground. Yeah, I don't know how a mouse would even get inside of our cart. I can barely get in the cart, so I've never dealt with a pest inspector of any kind. I only had experience with the one. They just want to make sure your temps are right and everything's sanitary so people aren't getting sick. They're looking for the sandy bucket, that's a big thing, which is just like a mild bleach solution you keep a rag in, and you wipe down counter and cook surfaces with that. They want to make sure you have a sink that's just for hand washing, that's always available. And they want to make sure that your hot stuff's over 140 and your cold stuff's less than 40. We actually just got an inspection last week. Supposed to get it at least annually, I think biannually, but they are spread pretty thin at this point. So there's more than 600 carts, and I was talking to the inspector. She said there's 19 inspectors, and that's for the carts and the restaurants in Portland Metro. So it's got to be over 1,000 locations for 19 people to inspect. So yeah, we don't see them very often. We have 2 refrigerators, these deli tables right here. We have a temp gauge that we use periodically to check the temperature of these things here, as well as the cold things. These things should be 40 or less. This is a refrigerator, and these all sit nicely in here, common restaurant equipment. It also has shelves in here for more storage. That's all the refrigeration we have. So things aren't in here more than a day generally.
Do you have to carry ice?
No, we don't, because we have the refrigeration. Some places do that. Even some brick and mortars I've been to, I see they do a lot of ice baths online. We buy ice during the summer to keep our drinks in a cooler to free up the inside for refrigerator space, but generally there's no requirements as far as that goes. Just that your things have to be stored below 40 degrees. If you use ice, I think that's okay, but you just have to keep it below 40. Most of the stuff we cook to order, the few things that we don't, we keep in a steam well. Yeah, it just holds water, and you set the temperature of the water, and then that warms the pans you set in it. And we keep our hot dogs in that, and our onions and mushrooms, which you cook in advance. But everything else we cook on the spot, so we don't have to keep it warm. Chemicals we either keep outside on this little shelf here or inside, that the bottom one is devoted to chemicals, and then the food products go on top.